Number 8. Syril Karn. Syril Karn enters Andor as an Imperial fuel inspector desperate for purpose. He chases Cassian across from Ferrix, thinking he's enforcing justice. At first, Syril is comic relief, a bumbling bureaucrat obsessed with regulations and scratching his collars. But his story darkens into tragedy. Rejected by the ISB, manipulated by Dedra Meero, he ends up deployed to suppress the Gorman uprising. When Syril finally faces the rebellion's brutal reality, his rigid worldview shatters. He dies alone, gunned down, while trying to enforce Imperial law on terrified civilians. Tony Gilroy says Season 2 is really Syril's story. Syril believes in rules and order with his whole heart. That's what makes him tragic. He's not evil, just heartbreakingly naive. He thinks he's serving the greater good while upholding a system built on violence. Watching him fall isn't satisfying. It's unsettling because he never saw it coming. Fans evolved from mocking Syril to pitying him. One Reddit thread called his fate participating in a system premised on mass violence. He's like a bureaucratic Batman, if Batman had no powers and was horrified by what he'd become. Syril thought order came from control, but someone else was waging a quieter war within the Empire. You'll meet her soon. Number 7. Dedra Meero. Dedra Meero is an ambitious ISB agent in Andor. A top Wexley Academy graduate, she arrives at the Imperial capital hungry to prove herself. She obsessively hunts Cassian Andor, inventing rebel connections that don't exist to climb Imperial ranks. Her ambition turns ruthless. She tortures Bix Cassian for intel, manipulates Syril Karn's desperation, and enforces brutal order without blinking. Yet, the Empire she serves ultimately betrays her. Her story ends with cruel irony. Imprisoned in Narkina 5, the same slave labor camp she helped fill with prisoners. Dedra's fate is worse than death. She starts as a brilliant underdog you want to root for, but her hunger for power transforms her into another cog in the system she once fought to fix. She believes in rules and orders, but that same order crushes her without hesitation. Gilroy shows how the Empire devours even its most loyal workers. Fans were fascinated by her complexity. They cheered her rise, then felt conflicted at her downfall. The Narkina 5 twist sparked debates about poetic justice versus tragic victimhood. While Dedra hunted shadows, one rebel rises, too extreme for even the rebellion, and he doesn't negotiate. Number 6. Kino Loy. Kino Loy appears in Andor's Narkina 5 prison arc as floor manager of Level 5. He's a political prisoner who learned to work within the system to survive. Kino keeps prisoners in line by strictly following Imperial rules. He believes obeying orders is the only way to make it out alive, but when he discovered no one's actually getting out, everything changes. Kino leads a massive escape and gives a powerful speech rallying the prisoners to fight for freedom. At the end, he admits he can't swim. It's one of the saddest moments in Star Wars. Kino embodies Gilroy's theme of reluctant heroism. He's not naturally brave or rebellious. He's a pragmatist who believes cooperation is survival. But when the system's lies are exposed, his moral awakening becomes unstoppable. His sacrifice, staying behind because he can't swim, shows heroism without glory. Fans universally praise Kino's arc as one of Andor's emotional peaks. His can't swim line devastated viewers. Social media flooded with love for his quiet leadership and tragic fate. Number 5. Bix Cassian. Bix Cassian is a mechanic from Ferrix, Cassian Andor's childhood friend and former lover. Introduced in Andor Season 1, fixing ships and keeping secrets, Bix becomes collateral damage in Cassian's war. Captured and tortured by the ISB, she endures brutal interrogation while protecting rebel secrets. Even after surviving trauma that would break most people, she rebuilds her life on the peaceful farming world of Mina Row. The series finale reveals she's raising Cassian's child, a son he never knew existed. Gilroy called Bix his beacon of hope. She shows pain and survival can still lead to something bigger. Her son with Cassian proves that fight mattered and love lasted. Bix is tough and carries deep scars, but she stays strong even after torture and loss. Gilroy uses her to show sacrifice beyond battles. Fans celebrated Bix's final scene as a powerful narrative payoff. The baby reveal added emotional depth to Rogue One's ending. Viewers expressed relief at her survival and curiosity about her hidden life, raising Cassian's legacy. Which rebel or villain do you think is most misunderstood? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the galaxy's most complex characters. Number 4. Luthen Rael. Luthen Rael appears in Andor as a secretive antiques dealer on Coruscant. But beneath that respectable facade, he's the shadowy mastermind running the early rebellion's deadliest operations. Luthen recruits operatives like Cassian and plans risky missions against the Empire. He's ruthlessly pragmatic, willing to sacrifice allies if it serves the greater cause. His philosophy is simple: burn everything down to make room for something better. His arc culminates in his own silent sacrifice, ensuring the rebellion lives on without him. Luthen is one of Tony Gilroy's favorite characters. He's a rebel leader, willing to do terrible things for a good cause. Gilroy and Stellan Skarsgård made him dark, cunning, and willing to become a monster to stop worse ones. Fans adore him as a complex anti-hero. Social media rave about him as the greatest character ever written, praising his tragic sacrifice. His monologue about burning his life to make a sunrise I will never see became iconic. Number 3. Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma first appeared in Return of the Jedi as a rebel founder. Andor shows her as a senator, juggling public politics and secret revolution. She walks a tightrope, funding rebel ops while maintaining her facade. Her arc peaks with a bold resignation speech on Chandrila, formally breaking with the Empire to build the Rebel Alliance. Gilroy planned her speech early to link her arc to Star Wars history. Mon walks away from comfort to fight for what's right, echoing Gilroy's theme of morals over safety. She abandons her rich life, family troubles, deepening her realism. Fans loved Mon's scenes. Her resignation speech was called iconic for its gravitas and ties to the original trilogy's politics. Clips went viral celebrating her elegant defiance. She traded senatorial robes for rebel commander status in one speech, but Mon's cautious rebellion would soon clash with someone far more extreme, a man too radical even for the resistance itself. Number 2. Saw Gerrera. Saw Gerrera first appeared as a teenage fighter in the Clone Wars and grew into the war-scarred extremist of Rogue One. Andor shows him in his prime as a ruthless guerrilla commander. Saw represents rebellion's darkest edge. He bombs Imperial convoys, distrusts moderate allies, and tortures prisoners for intel. His body is covered in scars, cybernetic limbs, and a breathing mask after years of combat damage. In Andor, he's powered by Rhydo gas, a toxic fuel slowly killing him even as it fuels his crusade. Gilroy loves Saw's contradictions, once joking he's addicted to war like a drug. The poisonous gas keeping him alive mirrors how rebellion can destroy its own heroes. Saw shows what happens when patriotism goes too far. He isn't purely good or evil, but reveals how resistance can resemble its enemy. Gilroy uses him to ask if the fight is worth its cost. Saw divides fans as a cult hero. Some call him Star Wars' best character for his intensity, others debate if his extremism helps or hurts the rebellion. Number 1. Cassian Andor. Cassian Jaren Andor is the rebel intelligence officer from Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and the Star of Andor. The series explores him 5 years before Scarif, showing his journey from cynical street thief to revolutionary leader. Raised on Ferrix by his adoptive mother, Marva, Cassian starts off running scams and avoiding the Empire. But as events unfold, he's pulled into the rebellion and discovers a purpose bigger than survival. His story ends on Scarif, where he dies transmitting the Death Star plans that save the galaxy. Creator Tony Gilroy explained, "Andor is about proving your value by standing up for others, even people you may never know." Gilroy wanted to show Cassian as a changed man, a leader shaped by sacrifice for strangers. Cassian isn't a chosen one. He's grounded, imperfect, and morally complex. His growth comes through hardship, not destiny. He shows that when oppression is constant, sacrifice becomes necessary. He proves that ordinary people can change the galaxy's fate. Fans love how Andor deepens Cassian's Rogue One sacrifice. Diego Luna's powerful performance earned universal praise, and the reveal that Cassian never knew about his son with Biggs adds heartbreaking weight to his death. But what do you think? Do Tony Gilroy's grounded heroes truly capture Star Wars' essence, or does the saga's real heart lie with its darkest villains? Let me know in the comments. Like and share if you enjoyed this, and subscribe for more deep dives into the galaxy far, far away.